Now that I've provided the sweetener, here go to shit that y'all not gonna, let me not project that because you might not mind it. The album's not coming until September. Yeah, I'm sorry. Some of you may be disappointed with that quietly, but that's still valid. Being upset quietly is still valid. I just want to possibly acknowledge that. Acknowledge that possibility by saying I'm so sorry if you had expectations built around that. The problem is, I was going to release it in June. If you have read my read-up on the Indie Dreams Mexican music blog, I say the Mexican music blog because there's maybe several blogs called Indie Dream, but Indie Dream MX on social media shared my post or shared my EP Gemini, and sorry with that post. What was I saying? Anyway, so the album was gonna come out in June, like Indie Dream MX announced. That's what it was. But the problem is, I'm not going to be ready. I'm not going to have the funds available to properly set up the album the way it needs to be set up the tour the way it needs to be set up. Do the promotional push, so run the ads and do all that. It's just it's just stuff that you need to have the funds available for before the campaign begins. And how it was looking when I planned it and how it's looking right now, two totally different places. Two totally different places. And that's for a couple of different reasons. First of all, car got repoed. I don't know if I told you that. Car got repoed. Like, fuck. Like, shit. Yeah, like, shit. Got it out. Cars paid the shit. Did what we needed to do with that. But because of that, about 3K less than what we expected. So that carves into the budget. To adjust, we're going to push the release date back to September. That allows for me to synchronize the album with the tour, with the film, get everything ready, get everything prepared so that it's all ready to go from the get-go. And that includes merchandise as well. I'm going over all the deliverables. So that's the film, the album, the merchandise. I'm also doing some of the digital artifacts, meaning some of like the documents that I used to plan the project. I want to release some of those as like a digital extra or like a digital shopping camp and shit like that. I have a lot of things planned for this album, and it kind of was starting to feel a little bit rushed to try to do a June 6th date, I think it was initially. So we're doing a September 5th date, which is Bandcamp Friday. I don't know if y'all read, but Bandcamp Friday is not happening every single Friday in the first Friday of the month, each month. They're not doing that no more. They're not doing that no more. They've cut it down to, I think, 5 months out of the year that they're doing Bandcamp Friday, maybe 6. You can check, is it bandcampfriday.com to verify that. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but either way, they're not doing it every single month like they were doing during COVID. So to better synchronize with that, to better align with when I'm going to have the proper financial support to be able to properly complete the campaign and finish the campaign and do it the way that the content of the album deserves. All that just requires and just necessitates a push. And so September 5th is the current tentative date for the album's release. And the initial date was June 9th. So around that June 9th, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, will come the first single. And there will be 2 singles from the album. That's also part of the deliverables that are coming with the album. So yeah, I'm going over my list here because I have a few different things that I'm going to talk about after that. Some shifts behind the scenes. This is the part that I wasn't sure if I wanted to come and talk about because there's some dynamics that are changing that are going to probably influence the promotion of the project. A lot of the project was completed while these dynamics were happening or establishing themselves in some of my relations and relationships. It's unfortunate, but I'm channeling it into the art. I'm channeling it into relating to you guys better and connecting my experience to yours and just hopefully guiding you on this journey and assisting you and assisting me on my journey as well through this quarter life crisis experience and just this being a person who with a growth mindset, trying to learn, trying to expand, trying to become their best self, trying to manifest. So that's what I'm going to say on that. I would give more detail and I will give more detail later, but things are still kind of in motion. I'm not really, although I am doing it sonically with this album, capturing a crisis-like situation or crisis situation in motion. I don't want to do that with this one. I want to give it the respect, a little bit more honor than that. So when it's more stable, when it's more solidified, when my feelings on it are more solidified, I will let you know what the shift is. But for now, I'm going to move forward. I got an electric scooter. I mentioned that earlier, but I got me an electric scooter, and I didn't just get it. I got it like a month ago, but it took me getting over this mental block that I had to actually get on the fucking scooter. So I was going to school for 3 weeks without my fucking scooter, leaving that bitch at home. Going to school, seeing motherfuckers on their scooter, and leaving, and knowing that mine was at home. I would observe, I was like, okay, this is what this is like, but it's nothing like actually getting on the scooter. So that happened a few days ago, and the shit was fire. The first day. Second day, that's when I almost got hit by the member. That's why I almost got hit by the fucking car. And was it my fault? What did we go over before? We are not talking about that. That's not important. What's important is that I'm what? Safe. Yes, it was my fault. Moving forward. Every day since that has been great, except for the fact that it's been raining and you're not supposed to be riding the fucking scooter in the rain, yet I'm seeing people ride in the rain and I'm just like, do you not think that, do you have an upgrade on the wheels where it can take more water? Or you're about to slip and bust your ass because you're riding on a slippery sidewalk on an electric scooter when the fucking manual tells you not to. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little defensive because I could have sworn I was being treated like I was so strange because it's like, well, you have the scooter. Why are you not riding it? Because there is water falling from the sky. And this is an electric device. That's why. But, I don't owe anybody an explanation. I'm just being myself. I'm just being a human being. I'm a human being doing what a manual told him to do. You are not about to make me feel any kind of ways about that. But they did. At the time, they did, though, because it was raining and I was cold and, you can't Uber everywhere. It's expensive. So it's just, yeah. A wide range of things that we talked about here, right? And I was supposed to do a whole bunch of calls to action, but I like how this went better. Make sure that you follow